Alright folks, welcome back to the channel. Today's adventure was one that was not on my itinerary, but I need to get out of the camper and do something. It has not been a good weekend, and it's kind of ironic that this trail behind me takes me to Brook Falls and Death Brook. Weird name for this weekend. It's been a trying weekend. I'll tell you about it. I need to get out and hike. Let's go. Alright everybody, welcome back to the channel. So this hike was not on my agenda for today, but I cannot continue to sit at the camper. I'm just pacing back and forth. So what's going on? So the remains of Hurricane Debby went through the area yesterday and last night. And I am currently in Racket Lake at Golden Beach DEC campground. I'll have a review out on that later. And what makes it trying is we got a lot of rain here, but the roads seem to be okay where I am. Businesses are still open. There's no internet here, so everything has to be cash transactions, which is fine. But at home, things are not good, and I can't get home. Currently the roads are flooded or washed out or impassable. Been talking all morning with my brother and my sister and my wife and friends back home. My mom had to be evacuated out of her house this morning. She's being flooded out. And I'm frustrated because I'm not there to help. The fire department is overwhelmed. They don't have water rescue in the fire department. We have ropes, but we don't have boats. And people are on the roofs of their houses. While I'm doing this, I'm showing some pictures of the area. The underpasses, you can see where there's a train that goes over. Yeah, cars usually pass underneath that. And it's full right up to the railroad tracks. Stores are flooded. It's just bad. They're rescuing people. And then you have the morons that have to drive into flooded roads and then have to be rescued on top of things. It's just frustrating, and I'm worried about people I know. I'm worried about my fellow firefighters. I'm especially worried about my mom. But she is okay. She's at my brother's house. She's 86 years old. She is very resilient. And as you know, my dad passed away just in June. This is now August. And I was trying to find a path home, and there's nothing there. They'll know more by tomorrow on what roads I can go through. I've actually said that if need be, I can tow my camper to Tupper Lake. I know of a few places where I can leave it in Tupper and just go with the truck. But right now, we all agree that I'm better off just staying right where I am because the camper's high and dry. Everything's good there. We had a tornado watch last night that I apparently slept through. And but the camper's high and dry, and I have enough provisions to keep me all well and for about a week or so. So things are okay on that front. But I'm just pacing back and forth at the camper, and I finally decided, you know what? Death Falls is across the road from the campground. Let's go check it out. I just got to get out. I can't sit there and keep pacing back and forth. So we're going to go check out Death Falls, and with all the rain, it should be flowing pretty good, I would think. Brook Falls. There it be. And it's a pretty neat falls. It's not flowing as much as I thought it would be with all the rains, but this is the first time I ever came back here. It is not far off of Route 28, maybe a half mile in and a half mile out. It's a great trail, so if the kids got little kids, they can make this trail pretty easy. Now, Brook Falls, I don't know much about it. I looked it up before, I knew it was here, and I don't know how it got its name. I can only imagine, though, with the word death in there, that something happened here at one point or another. And Death Brook and Brook Falls. But it's a pretty neat little falls. And you can get right to the bottom of it if you want. All in all, everyone is okay back at home. I just don't have a pathway home. I've been in touch with my contacts at the Sheriff's Department, and they gave me a rundown of roads that they know of right now that are impassable or washed out or flooded. And there's just so many roads. And my pathway home is questionable, but speaking to my wife, our house is okay. Everything there seems to be fine. My brother's house is fine. There's several businesses that are underwater. This is just something that is not the norm in this neck of the woods to be, you know, being chief of a fire department for 12 years, I think it was, in that role. Well, we've had our water rescues, but they were maybe somebody in a kayak that flipped over. But to go rescue people off the roof of their houses, that is not the norm up here. And I feel a little bit helpless and frustrated because I am not there to help. My fellow firefighters and EMTs and paramedics are just going non-stop. They have been for over 24 hours. It's a mess, and I'll know more tomorrow about a pathway home, but I'm fine. Camper's fine. I have shelter, so it's just, you know, worry about my mom. She is okay. She got stuff out of the house, and they got in there with a side-by-side that was floating at times, and they got her out with some belongings. She is at my brother's house. She's safe. So where we go from here, you know, I just worry about my mom because my dad died, this is August, my dad died in June, and it just seems to be not a good summer. Summer of 2024 right now can basically go itself. So I'm going to walk back to the truck and probably head into Racket Lake so I can get a signal on my phone to see if there's any updates. You know, I just couldn't sit at the camper any longer pacing back and forth. So I needed to get out and do a little leg stretcher. So if you come, Brook Falls is on Brook, which is in Racket Lake, New York, just off of Route 28. There's signs for it, and it's a good hike. Good hike for little kids. It's not that hard. The rocks are slippery near the falls, so be careful of that. But yeah, if you come, it's a good little leg stretcher, even if you got little kids. All right, folks, you watched all the way through. Thanks for that. If you liked the video, make sure to give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, click the subscribe button down below. Continue to follow the adventure. And remember, folks, tomorrow is no guarantee for any one of us. So disconnect from that Wi-Fi, connect to this out here. You won't be disappointed.